Hello, my pumpkin spice lattes. Welcome to KristenKellyTV. So today I'm going to do kind of like a story time for you combined with an inspirational speech. If there's something you'd like to watch, please continue. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say this is my experience with makeup. So when I was really young, I was around 8 years old, I was at school and a teacher said to me, "Wow, Kristen, you have like really dark circles under your eyes. Do you get enough sleep?" And when she said that to me, that was the first time anyone my whole life had addressed physical appearance to me. And the fact that she had said it, I mean, it probably wasn't the first time, but it was the first time I kind of like took note of it. And when she had said that, and she'd said about my under eyes looking dark, I immediately took that as I was like weak because I had something was wrong with me. So I went to the store and I got this cream, and it wasn't a cream, it was a gel, and it had a black lid and it had a see-through container, and it was pretty small. I would say it was probably around this size. And you're supposed to put it on when you sleep, and I would put it on when I slept, and I would put it on when I would go to school. So I would go to school and it literally would look like I was crying. Like I would have people like ask me like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a scream." And I even asked the teacher, I was like, "Oh, does my under eyes look better?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, like you're getting more sleep." So that was the first time that somebody had ever said something. FYI, in later years I found out that the lighter skin you have, like there's this thing called the Fitzpatrick scale, and it goes from like lightest skin to darkest skin. The lighter skin you have, the more like opaque your skin is, so you can see through it. So that's why like you can see veins and you can see like broken capillaries and you can see under my eyes more than you can see somebody who has darker skin. So so it really wasn't even the sleep thing, but it actually probably was the sleep thing. So my parents weren't very good at like parenting, so I don't even really know how much sleep I really was getting. So fast forward, I would say maybe like 3 or 4 years, and I started feeling ugly. I just felt I think I was being bullied at school. I felt ugly. I felt like I needed to wear makeup. So I remember I remember I asked my mom, my mom doesn't wear makeup, my mom doesn't wear bras, my mom doesn't wear heels, my mom's like, is not in the glam world at all. So I remember I asked my mom, I said, "Mom, like I really want to wear makeup, what do I do?" My mom said, "Oh, at like Macy's, at the counters, they'll help you." So I remember going there, and I was 8th grade and under, because I was not in high school yet. So I was 8th grade and under. And I remember, so I was probably like, let's say 6th, 7th grade. So I was super awkward. And I remember I would go to these stores, or not stores, like the mall or something, or like Macy's, and I would get like the really expensive, like $70 probably foundation. And I didn't really know anything about makeup. I just knew that you were supposed to put moisturizer down first. So I would put it on at school, and then like halfway during the day, my face would be so oily, like it'd be like an oil slick, to the point where people would like say something to me like, "Wow, your face, like, are you okay? Your face is like really oily. Like, are you sweating a lot?" So halfway during the school day, I would literally leave class, and I would go and I would take off all my makeup and reapply it. So that I wouldn't be as shiny. And I just remember feeling like I needed to wear makeup. Like I remember thinking that I could not go through the school day without makeup. And I also remember it just being super embarrassing because my face would be so shiny halfway through the day, and I didn't know how to fix that because I didn't know anything about setting powder. I didn't know anything about like people have oily skin and you should, I didn't know anything. And I was also like really embarrassed to talk about it, which I know sounds so strange, but my mom went to Harvard. My mom is like not into beauty at all. She still isn't. Like I can't talk about things now with my mother. Like I can't be like, "Oh, hey mom, I got this beautiful pair of boots," because my mom would shame me. She would say, "Oh, you don't need boots. Oh, another pair of boots? I only have one pair of boots. Like you do need it." Like my mom would shame me now. So imagine like me being young and not understanding that there's just different people in the world. So I had no one to talk to. And then I remember when I got a little bit older, so when I was in high school, I definitely toned down on the foundation. And I remember my eyebrows were crazy. I would pluck them, they were nuts. But I had like no eyebrows. But I started actually like learning like a little bit more about makeup. I remember that's when I learned about MAC. And at least with MAC, and I remember it being like MAC was the only type of makeup. You know, I just remember like go to the MAC counters, like MAC was everything, or there was only MAC. So I remember I'd go to MAC and I would get just the normal compacts. I still use them. I would get like these bad boys at the Studio Fix. And I remember my boyfriend Nate, his sister Savannah, Savannah and her mom, I think, probably taught me more about makeup because it was like other women that were talking to me about makeup. And so, but I remember I would just wear MAC stuff. And like MAC was it, MAC was the only makeup. And I would wear makeup every day to school, but I wouldn't wear a ton of makeup. Like I would definitely wear mascara, I would wear a little bit of foundation. It wasn't crazy. But at this one point I had a boyfriend and I had said to him, like, I bet you wouldn't wear nail polish for a week. And he was like, well, I bet I'll wear nail polish for a week if you don't wear makeup for a week. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I won't wear makeup for a week. And I do remember feeling like a little bit of anxiety about it because I remember feeling like I needed makeup to be pretty. So I remember this teacher, his name was Mr. Shaw, and I remember him because this was the very first class of the very first day of me not wearing makeup. And I walked into class and I remember I walked in and I was never like a very big personality when I was in high school, especially like my first 2 years in high school. I would say I really didn't come out of my shell till I was older. So I remember I walked into class and I sat down and Mr. Shaw came up to me like this was his face. Kristen, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And he was like, no, you do not look good. You need to go see the nurse. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And he was like, no, you definitely are sick. Something is wrong. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And he was like, no, you gotta go see the nurse right now. Gives me a note to go see the nurse. So I go down to see the nurse and I'm like, hi. And she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. Mr. Shaw thinks I look sick. And she's like, do you feel sick? I'm like, no. She's like, go back to class. I'm like, okay. Another class, and I sit down, and literally 3 times throughout the class, this man is like, Kristen, are you sure you don't need something? You know what? If you want to lay your head down on the table and just take a nap, you do that. My God, will somebody get her something to drink? Maybe some water. It was like, I looked like I was on my deathbed to this man, and I just remember thinking like, oh my God. And this is the first period of the first class. So I went to, and still though, I was like so embarrassed that I didn't even tell anybody because that's like a hilarious thing to happen, but I was like embarrassed about it, so I didn't tell anybody. So then I went to my second period class. But honestly, if you see somebody in makeup every single day and then you don't see them, I guess it is kind of a little bit of a shock. Like even now, I'm in esthetician school and we have to wear makeup every day, but we take off our makeup because we have to like practice taking makeup off and doing facials. And sometimes when you see people without makeup, it is a little shocking because like maybe their skin isn't the same or maybe their eyes, you know, everything. Like people, like you can be a different person with makeup and hair and stuff. So I went to the second class. And in the second class, nobody said anything. And in the third class, no one said anything. I remember by like the 5th class, this guy Chip, who I am friends with, and like I still like, hey Chip, if you're watching, I still love you. Chip was like one of my really good friends in high school. So I remember Chip came up to me and he was like, oh, you look a little sick. And I was like, I'm fine. He's like, you're not wearing makeup. And I was like, yeah, I'm not wearing makeup. And just the fact that he knew I wasn't wearing makeup to me was like, oh my God. Just the fact that he can point out that I'm not wearing makeup made me feel so insecure. Like, oh my God, like if he can realize I'm not wearing makeup, you know, then that means like I really need makeup. And by the like third or... My phone's ringing, hold on. Making a YouTube video? What are you doing? Well, I'm probably going to work out in like 10, 15 minutes if you want to come work out.
No, I'm not out.
You're not going to work out?
No.
Well, what are you going to go do?
What do you think?
Well, if you want to come in like an hour or something, you want to hang out, or you want to just come later? All right. Okay, bye.
Yeah, like, if I'm not there now, I'll probably
Yeah, I mean, you can always just come and like chill too,
I can come and chill.
like with like the dogs.
I can come chill with the dogs.
Yeah, you can come hang out with the dogs while I finish my workout. But I mean, I'm gonna be done working out like probably by the time you're here. I mean, I'm not doing a crazy workout. I'm gonna do like 45 minutes of like probably cardio. My abs and my back and my legs and my shoulders still hurt.
Yeah.
All right. I love you. Bye. That was gross. Okay, so what's going on with my strappies? I remember thinking like, oh my god, like I need makeup, blah, blah, blah. And then, so I did that for a few days. And know that there's people, I'm sure, that go to like high school, anything, and they never wear makeup. And to them, I'm sure it's crazy that somebody would wear makeup. But to me, it was crazy that people didn't wear makeup because I wanted to look my best always. Like high school is crazy. And I really wanted to look good. So I remember just like, I think after that experience, I don't remember if it really changed how I felt, but it definitely made me feel like you needed makeup to go out into the world, you know? Like if you didn't wear makeup, you almost weren't as polished looking. So, later on in life, probably I would say mid-20s, I really stopped caring. Or not caring, I really stopped... Yeah, caring. I stopped caring what other people thought about me. So I care more about skincare than I do about makeup. And I think that if you wear a lot of makeup, it makes more problems than it fixes. And if you wear a lot of foundation and then you wear a lot of concealer and you wear a lot of stuff, you're masking a problem that you could fix. Like you could fix it internally, you could fix it externally. But you're masking a problem. You're not fixing a problem with makeup. You're enhancing like your eyes, you're enhancing your beauty, but you're not fixing it. So with me with skincare, I really want to focus on fixing problems. So I stopped wearing as much makeup, I would say probably about 2 years ago. I mean, even if you watch my YouTube videos, I'm not wearing makeup now. I don't wear makeup in most of my YouTube videos. In my everyday life, I don't wear makeup. In school, we are supposed to wear makeup 5 days a week. So I try to at least wear some foundation, a little bit of concealer, like a little bit of mascara, like because we're learning how to take off makeup. So it's important that we do wear a little bit of makeup to school. So now I definitely am like doing that. But for the most part, if I wear makeup, I go full glam. It's like for a full night out, you know, and I love that. But I don't feel like I need to wear makeup to do YouTube videos. I don't feel like I need to wear makeup to go to the gym and work out. I don't feel like I need to wear makeup to go to school or I need to wear makeup to go places. And the other day was Valentine's Day and I wore a full face to school and so many different people were like, Chris, your makeup looks so good. And I'm like, thank you, thank you. But I take that as them complimenting my makeup and complimenting my makeup skills. I don't take that as them saying, you look so good now, you don't look this good without makeup. Because I know that I am beautiful with or without makeup. And I think that's important for you guys too, because, you know, I definitely have experienced times where I felt so ugly, like my face was breaking out so bad and I felt so disgusting that I didn't want to leave the house. I remember this one time I sat on the couch for hours and I was going to go to the gym and I just like couldn't go to the gym. I just couldn't. I felt so disgusting. I felt so ugly. I felt like everyone would be looking at me. You know, like we all go through times like that, but it's important to know that that is not forever and everyone feels like that at times, but you should be comfortable with yourself. And if somebody else thinks that you look better with makeup on, they can think that all they want. If you want to put your makeup on, put it on. If you don't, don't. It's no one else's business. I'll tell you guys another story. So when I lived in Los Angeles, there was this cleaners. It was like a dry cleaners and they also did alterations. I had a pair of jeans that the zipper came off. I went there, they fixed the jeans. Then the jeans broke again, so I brought them right back. They fixed them again and there was a sign that said like, bring us either a headshot or a poster that you autographed and we'll give you 15% off. So I was like, oh cool. So the next time I went in, I actually brought a poster and I had autographed it and then gave it to the guy and I'm like, hey, can I get that 15%? And he was like, oh, you have to bring a poster of yourself. And I was like, that's me. And he was like, laughed. He literally laughed. And I said, no, that is me in the poster. I autographed it. And he was like, this is you? And I was like, yes, that's me. And he acted as if it was crazy that that person in the poster could be me. Like, hair and makeup could make such a big difference that I looked so different. And his reaction was so horrible and so mean to me, like that laugh and the fact that he was like, oh, well, blah, and he's like, maybe next time we'll give you the 15% or something like that. So the next time I went in there, I went in hair and makeup ready, and I remember I was like, da 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 da, and I was like, all this like big stuff, and then I left, and then I was like, why did I even care about like this man, but like, this is how good I look with hair and makeup? Like, no, I look good without hair and makeup. I look, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, who I am inside matters, and who you are inside matters. And it just really, really bothered me that this guy was so like over the top. I'm like, you know what, sir, you're no frickin' prize. And you, like, you tried, you know, it's like, there's expectations and then there's reality. Like, expectations are you can take some great photos, you can go somewhere for a night out and look great, but you know, reality is you don't wake up with your hair and makeup done. So you need to be satisfied with who you are inside. All right, guys, I hope you like this. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.